Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And so it says some destinations are not showing and we want them all to show. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Forgive my fingers if they're kind of in the image. All right. Okay, we've got enough. Anyway, all right, so it's Emotional Freedom Wednesday, middle of the week, love today. If you are new to me, welcome. If you are not new to me, welcome back. So Emotional Freedom Wednesday is a point of a topic of conversation where we talk about your emotions, our emotions. All right, so it's still telling me errors. I'm sure that I'm good. I should get notifications to say that I've gone out live. And hopefully some of you will join me. And if you're joining me on the replay, great. All right. Sometimes we have techie glitches. Emotional Freedom Wednesday, when we have a techie glitch, do we panic? No, we just are calm. We're okay. We're good. If you'd have asked me years ago, would I be streaming or live all over the internet, I would have said absolutely not. I'd be terrified. I still have a fear. I think I haven't tested it of public speaking in person. Like I talk about this in my book where, you know, it's common for us to be like terrified of public speaking. We'd rather die than public speak. And there was a point where I'd rather die, literally, than be in front of a camera. And so with the Emotional Freedom Wednesday, I want to talk about how you feel, right? Talking about spiritual business success and manifesting more life-work balance for spiritual entrepreneurs, service-based business owners and light workers, right? That's what this is about. And if you found it helpful, please do help me share this message because emotional freedom is huge. It's massive. Like if you are aware of the universal laws and you're like, yeah, law of attraction, how you feel, dude, it will determine what you're going to attract. So it's more of what you're emitting. Low vibration. Think of low vibration underneath the law of attraction, right? I didn't know that back then, years ago. And so I always get whatever I need to just share in this moment with you. And a few minutes ago, I'll tell you how many minutes. Hang on. About 20. Let me see. 30 minutes ago, half an hour ago, as me looking at my Mac, I went to go and feature, going to go fill out a form to feature on a summit. So every single day I'm talking about how I launch my day, lead my day and leave my day and what soul guided action steps I've got to take in order to move my business forward for it to be successful. And writing a DM to reach out for you guys to invite you to the Vision Board Challenge. And thank you for those who have asked to join the group and who are posting in the group for the Vision Board Challenge. Getting clear on what it is that you want to experience in your life and your business is paramount to the law of attraction and the law of vibration. There's nothing that I can do if your vibration is off and not in alignment with your vision. It just isn't me. It's just the way that it is. So thank you. So I did that today, sent out a few messages. It's a really long message, I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know if anyone will ever read it, but the vibration of it is out there. The next thing that I said that I was going to do this week was to fill out 2 summit forms. One I'd already filled out and I've got to reschedule. And I will be doing that. I might even check my emails and do that after I've jumped off here. But if not, I'll definitely do it tomorrow. And the other one, I'm like, let me fill out this intake. It's like an intake form, like information. And I went to go fill out for the headshots. And I came across photos that I have not seen since 2008, right? It's January 2024. 2008, not 2018, 2008. And I'm like, wow. And thank you, son. So I believe that that's my son guiding me in spirit, right? I literally do. He took these pictures and looking at them, he took these pictures in, and I'll try not to get emotional because it's Emotional Freedom Wednesday. He took these pictures on our homeschooling trip and they were in color and I didn't like my photo taken. So I changed the photo to a black and white photo. And I used that for a headshot for a while. And I literally don't even, I remember taking the pictures, but I didn't even know I had so many. And I've just posted them publicly on my Facebook. And my son had actually created my Facebook account because I didn't know how to do it, and put that picture. It was the first picture, like as in business pictures, as a coach in 2008. And I think, wow, you know, how I felt moving up and down the emotional scale from now to then is just been just a journey. I was going to say an incredible journey. It has been incredible, but it's been a journey of so many emotions. And why I'm here in the way that I'm here is because I've had a lot of losses in that time, births as well, but losses. So I became a grandmother, my son passed, my dad passed, you know, those significant losses, and other people have passed as well. And yesterday I got quite emotional because one of my friends had passed as well, and her daughter, my goddaughter, had come on the live yesterday, so that was quite emotional. One of my predominant emotions and vibrational frequency, which I didn't know at the time, has been grief over the time, quite rightly so. But I knew, and fear, and I knew, learning about the universal laws, that actually if I vibrate at that frequency for extensive periods of time, days, months, weeks, years, then that is what I'm going to experience more of in my life. And it's not to not feel the feelings, don't get me wrong. I saw on Facebook earlier today a dad, walking his daughter through. Do you know what? I thought there was something on my arm. I've been bitten, I think. Did you see that? No, you can't. Can you? Have a conversation with you. He was explaining to his daughter about what anger is and just to feel those feelings and blah, 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 blah. So it's not that we don't want to feel them, I know. But I didn't understand moving up and down the emotional scale. It's only that I've realized, and I think anything that comes into my world now, I've got this space and on a Wednesday to really reflect on how I'm processing, how I'm feeling. And so I am really happy to say that I've moved up the emotional scale, and my predominant vibration isn't fear and grief. It is love and freedom and joy and empowerment and knowledge and appreciation. And doing this daily live, this daily YouTube podcast is my way of managing my emotions, because I've been through an array of emotions since I started out in business, in my life coaching business in 2008, right? 2008, 9. I'm like, wow. At that point, I'd left my ex-husband, and where I'm staying now at my sister-in-law's is where I ended up. I'd ended up at my son's father's house for about 6 months, and then I ended up there. And I was learning about income streams, passive income streams. Then I was learning about the coaching industry. I was learning about believing in me. And I was like, well, other people don't believe in me. I still know that other people still don't believe in me. And it's like, I don't care. So, well, it's not that I don't care, just as like, whatever. And I was learning and I was learning and I was learning. And I remember wanting to write the book, believe in me, something like that. And I was like, oh, it's believe in you. And then I came across the book called The Magic of Believing by Claude de Bristol. I haven't read it for years. But basically, I was looking around externally for people to believe in me. I was like, well, why don't you believe? Have you ever had that? Like, well, you are going on this journey, right? You've discovered that your gifts as a light worker, and you're like, yes, I've discovered the universal laws. I'm aware of them. I'm going on this journey. Everybody should know. Really. And meanwhile, your life is an absolute shit show. And people are like, well, if that's what you now know, and your life is a hot mess compared to what it was before you actually knew what you know, I don't care what you know. Do you know what I mean? Because they're looking at the external. And over the years, moving up and down the emotional scale, what I realized is that the lower vibrational frequency is absolutely fine. It's a shedding of our old vibration. And I talk about this in my book. And I quote Joseph Campbell's quote. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. A soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And I'm ready to get my book out there. I had no clue that I'd even be writing a book way back, 2008, 2009. But I want to really write a book. I have written a book where people take action. Like, so if you've got my book, take action, right? Don't be like, "Oh." So this is the free chapter introduction in the book. And it's about how to start, build, and grow a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book launch. And so here's the beginning of this chapter, and the Joseph Campbell quote. It says, "We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. The old skin has to shed before the new one can come." And that's like the shedding of the old vibration, but I didn't understand it back then. Now, when stuff was falling away, I'm like, okay, I don't try hold on to it. I don't get all emotional about, I do get emotional, but I don't get so emotional that I'm like clinging on to it and thinking, why is this happening to me? I know that in order to have the new life that I want to have, traveling around the world and being married and, you know, running retreats and doing all these things, the old life had to dissipate, right? So I said, what does it take to get rid of the plan life has for us, that robotic life many of us never intentionally planned? What does that intentional life, spiritual biz YouTube channel, and freedom-based lifestyle waiting for you look like? And what does shedding the skin of the mundane, routine lifestyle you no longer resonate with look like for you? We often get asked, or sometimes ask ourselves, what do we want to do when we grow up? Usually this is work related. I don't think it's as common to ask, who do we want to be or become as a person? Regardless, do you know? And sometimes the person that we actually want to become, the version of us, is so scary because it's unknown and it's stepping into that unknown. But just know, when you're willing to move up and down the emotional scale, and I say willing because it's your thoughts and your feelings, right? When you're willing to practice a different vibration, life is going to look and feel different. When you go through your spiritual awakening, I had no clue what a spiritual awakening was in 2002, 2008, 2009. Apparently I was going through one. I went through a really messy divorce, felt like the longest divorce in history. We were separated and the divorce didn't come through. I think it was like 4 years. I don't know. And more recently, after like 10 years, I think, of not seeing each other, my ex-husband and I literally thought of him and he appeared twice and then helped me out when I was leaving my second home, not the family home, the marital home, because I got repossessed, I was bankrupt and all the things, all that shedding. And that's the place that I teach from, like hitting my rock bottom. Now people say to me, oh my gosh, Iona, I can't believe it. You know, you've been through so much. You're so brave. You're so strong. You're so blah, blah, blah. But at the time of going through it, I looked like a crazy person. Like, why are you making those choices? But I knew that was not the relationship that would be my forever relationship. I honor marriage. I want to get married again. And I didn't even think of like how long it has been since I was actually married, because when I visualize, I'm feeling the feeling of being married. But like I say, for me, for the home that I was in for 11 years after that, I was homeless and all the things. And when it came time to energetically release all of the things, the belongings, I thought of my ex-husband, and he literally came along and we had made peace. We've made peace. He actually said Happy New Year to me, which I thought felt very strange, but very welcomed as well. It's nice to be able to not be emotionally attached and charged to the past. And I know that things come full circle, right? And that healing and that just all of those things for us to move forward, just to know that we've actually let go of any bad feeling, any, you know, animosity, any whatever that is, moving up the emotional scale. So how are you moving up your emotional scale in each area of your life? On the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast and Spiritual Business Success at the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about having a vision for each area of your life, right? And if you're not new to me, you know this. And repetition is key, just repeating it over and over and over again. 4 times in a month, we come back to emotions, right? And if it feels like, oh gosh, you've said this before, because it needs saying again, because we drop off, right? We drop off, like we drop off throughout the day, never mind throughout the month. And so we want to check in with how we feel in all areas of our life in order for our vibration to raise, in order for our thoughts to be in alignment with the vision that we want. And I dip today. We dip in and out of the day. I was on my walk to walk here, and I was thinking thoughts, and they were dark thoughts. And I was like, where the heck did they come from? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't even feel like that. In fact, it wasn't a feeling, it was a thought. And I think sometimes our thoughts come in to really they just come in randomly. They're not true, and they're not even, we catch thoughts from the ether. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what is that? But as I've been thinking those thoughts and those feelings, because I was listening to the Astonishing Power of Emotions, a book by Abraham Hicks, Jerry and Esther Hicks, and they were talking about how you feel in each area of your life, and how you feel about. So we talk about on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, as we do your vision board. And I've been talking about this today on the DMs, like explaining what it is doing the vision board challenge and incorporating each area. So from contribution to health, to emotions, to environment, to relationships, to spirituality, and to finances. And basically the book was saying about how you feel in each area of your life. So they used money as the example. At the point of that, I was listening to the book. I don't know what chapter it is. I just press play and walk for 20 minutes. And they were saying how you feel about the money. So if you're feeling a certain type of way, so we'll go to financial freedom, right? And you're feeling some type of way about money in general, or like getting paid, or how money's coming to you, and you feel like, well, I'm just going to have this amount of money, then I'm going to spend it, then that's it, and I'm not going to have any again. Then that's the vibration, and just altering and shifting your thoughts, which obviously shift your feelings, right? So they were saying about, just having softer thoughts, having different thoughts. Like, where would your train of thought go if you already had the money, right? And so they were talking about millions, manifesting millions, and catching yourself saying things like, going from like, oh, I'm broke, I don't have any money, and this money's going to go anyway, to like, oh, look, I could do whatever it is that I need to do to possibly earn millions. Other people have earned millions in, blah, 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 whatever thoughts they are, to soften that. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge is my way that downloaded to me, going through other people's stuff as well. But my journey is, we want to contribute in the world, right? But then we want to receive the financial freedom. And the reason why I've come to this journey and to this space is because of my history. It was because of my experiences. When I've looked back at that picture, like from 2008, 9, and seeing that, like when I first started out, I had no clue. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror, right? People say, what would you say to yourself when you were older? Like, what, from now to, in 10 years time, what would you look back and say to yourself? Well, I could do that based on from where I'm now to the Iona that started out. I can see the gap. I can see all the things that have happened, some of the amazing things and some of the not so amazing things, some of the struggles, some of the successes, some of the whatever. And that trusting in this journey. And I've been on this journey such a long time, not even realizing that I've been on this journey such a long time. And I've come so far in every single area of my life. I'm not all the way there yet, but I've come so far in the sense of that inner strength and that inner resolve and that vision. And I started out as the vision coach. I started out, I knew about visioning. I knew, I didn't know all what I know now, obviously. It's, decade and a half. But when I started out and my life looked a certain way, it was, I had success in every single area, right? But it felt like a lonely, empty mess because I wasn't in the relationship that I wanted to be in. Hence why, coming full circle in terms of my business and relationships and finances and hitting, I was speaking to somebody on the Bumble app saying that I've hit rock bottom in so many areas of my life so many times, and I'm fine with it. I'm good with it, and I can build up. And Hal Elrod talks about this, the guy from The Miracle Morning. I was looking over his book, seeing whether to share it. The Miracle Morning, he said that, he's risen above adversity, and then he realized that actually I don't necessarily need to hit adversity to build up, kind of thing. I love his work. And I realized that I don't need to hit adversity to rise up. And that's hence why I'm doing this YouTube podcast and my journaling, to maintain that vibration and notice the contrast. And so I've come a really long way. So I was saying, how I've hit my rock bottoms, I'm good with it. And how this guy, he sent me a motivational podcast episode on Spotify. And if I can remember, it was saying something, I think it was Denzel Washington saying something like, when you get to your deathbed and you've got all of these ideas, the ghosts of those ideas, and those ideas are like, why did you not live into me? Why did you not let me play out? Like, why are you taking me with you? And I'm like, wow. And it was saying, I say failing forward, and I talk about it in the book, but they were saying, not failing forward. They were saying something forward, fall forward, I think. Fall forward, and I say fail forward. It was the same thing. Like, you're going to have failure if you think that your pathway into success, and you're never going to ever have anything ever go seemingly wrong, then you're wrong. You might as well give up now. It was such a good episode, and I was really fortunate. Hello, I like your jammies. And I was fortunate to have somebody that actually got it, that actually understood it. And I was like, yeah, that's it. And it was a really great episode. I listened to it on like fast speed. But it was only 9 minutes, but I listened to it on a faster speed, and I was like, yeah, I get it. And to be able to come from the space of watching, coming across those pictures, which I thank my son for, because he took them. I know it's like everything that happens to me and ends up being just point of conversation and content, right? And to come from the space of, emotional, and going up and down the emotional scale, and going through a really messy divorce and breakup and all the things, to having healthy relationships and being in a place where I'm actually wanting to manifest that in my life and feeling really good about it, and feeling, hey, welcome, let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate you. We're talking about emotional freedom today. So, yeah, being on the dating app and being secure in myself and discerning who I want to actually share my life with. And Abraham Hicks we're talking about on the Astonishing Power of Emotions, the book, just like they were talking about dating as well. So they're talking about money, they're talking about dating. And they said that you want to have your dating life be fun, right? I want it to be fun, but don't kind of make every single person into the person, try to change things about them. And I'm like, nah, I want to see who you be, have fun getting to know who you be. Every story is a love story to me, because it's the journey. And they were saying that every person that you meet actually adds to what it is that knowing what it is that you do want. And I totally agree with that. And they were saying that, how you feel about people, how you feel about in relationships, like not needing people to change in order for you to feel better, in order for you to move up and down the emotional scale. You've got to learn to manage your own emotions. So I'm having these different conversations, and I'm not kidding. Like, the conversations are more like, I want to have a chance with you, and blah, blah, blah. I love your profile. And I'm going down the road of writing the book and doing the dating app, right? So I'm coming from a different point and a different energy. And someone that I was speaking to was saying that they develop apps, because I want to develop a dating app. They have actually revamped their mother's book, and they've got a YouTube channel, because I want to do a YouTube channel as well. I'm like, what are the actual chances of that? I'm like, are you making it up? It's like, no, actually, that's where I'm at, and traveling. And they're going to the Amazon rainforest, and they're on the spiritual journey, and he's probably in a yoga class right about now, and into hypnotherapy and into all the healing stuff. And I'm like, this is quite unheard of on the dating app. And I am loving the experience. How I feel about the relationship with me impacts and manifests all of my relationships, right? So what we do on the Seven Freedom Frequency podcast, I ask you every single day as we do this journaling process, how do you feel? And how do you feel? How do you feel today? So Emotional Freedom Wednesday is a day to really check in, to see what it is that you're manifesting. And if you're good with it, let me just have a sip of water. Hang on. No. Oh, goodness me. Do you know what? My insanity is the alarm's going to go off. I'm going to try and switch it off. Hang on. Yes. There we're back. When my alarms have gone off, and it goes off every 10 minutes. So hopefully you can still see me. The insanity workout, I've done it already. That has helped. That has fueled me so much. So we'll talk about each area of the Seven Freedom Frequency podcast. So how do you feel? And when you're rating your vibrational frequency in terms of how high vibe you feel, between a 1 and an 11. 1 is so funk, like meh. Don't get a 0, but 1. And 11 is like vibing. You're like, connected, soul guided influences, like everything's on point. People, relationships, circumstances, money, whatever it is, like all experiences is just like, they just blow you away in the moment. Like you're like, you can like secretly like smiling to yourself. You're like, yeah, this is what I wanted. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Do you know what I mean? Love it. So how do you feel? So I'm going to go with an 11 for my vibrational frequency. And how we write that for Emotional Freedom Wednesday is EFW equals 11. I usually write it on my messenger, how I feel, how my high vibing I'm feeling. I haven't really dipped that much of late, which is fantastic for me. And it's not that every single area of my life has to be like roses, daisies, unicorns, butterflies, whatever. It's that I'm not being pushed and pulled by life, right? And don't get me wrong, I momentarily have dips, but for the most part, it's an 11. And I just set those intentions and live intentionally on a daily basis, and it feels amazing. So if you are at a particular vibration, between 1 and 11, ask yourself and journal why. So I'm looking down there because that's where I have my journal. Ask yourself why. Why are you there? You don't have to question it, but if you're at a low vibration, if you're high vibing, then just go with that and just do more of what you've been doing. But if you're low vibe, and both either, just know what it is that's making you feel the way that you feel. Thoughts, the train of thought, the soul-guided action, and set the intention. So we look back at the week, last Wednesday to this Wednesday, and we see and we play out all the areas that for the 7 freedoms. So if you don't know, for me, spiritual business success isn't just about business. It's about contributing, yes, in the world, contributing in your light work and your lifestyle, your health, your emotions, your environment, your relationships, your spirituality, and your finances. All of those things. So when you look back over the week, how do you feel in terms of your contribution in the world? Like, I really want to get out there so big. And so that's why I was filling out the form for the podcast. That's what I will be doing more and more and more and more of. each month, like really being featured everywhere, as many places as I can be featured. And I love it. That's the second stage in my 1-page plan. The first stage is to reach out in groups and with friends, and I'm doing that. It's slow to do that, but I'm still going to do it. But more of the second stage and the third stage and the fourth stage. And it feels really great to know what it is that you're doing. Now I've got the message down. It's long, but I'm going to send it out anyway. I will send it out on Facebook and I will send it out on LinkedIn. And so I've got like about 3,500 people to reach out, and then actually increasing the people that I am connected with every single day. So I will be doing that again tomorrow. So I'll be sending out messages, then I'll be increasing the people that I'm in connection with, and adding, oh, okay, getting featured. That's me showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And it's what I actually do, and it's what I actually teach. And I was in a DM today, and thank you, because somebody said to me, I will share the heck out of what you do. She bought my book as well, so thank you. I will share the heck out of what you do. I want to come to the monthly networking call. I can't think of anyone who needs your services, but I will just share it anyway. And I love that. I'm so appreciative of the energy of every single person that I have around me, because they either show me what I want more of or what I don't want. Do you know what I mean? It's contributing in that way. So when we feel, how do we feel about contributing, and building up to putting the business model that I talk about in the book like at full force, and that feels amazing. I've got some stuff to record on the back end, and part of tomorrow I will spend recording. So it's about juggling my day in terms of how I want to launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day in terms of my contribution. That's what we're talking about. So how do you feel in terms of your contribution? How do you feel in terms of your health? Are you looking after yourself? Are you getting the sleep? I cannot believe how much sleep. I was speaking to somebody again on the dating app, and he was saying, you know, he'd finished work at like 2 or 3, I think. I was like, oh, you finished early. That's cool. And he's like, I started at 5. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, well, I might as well start early because I don't sleep very well. And I'm like, I didn't get up till or wake up until 7. I do wake up a little bit in the night, but I'm sleeping so much more soundly, to the point where I'm like, I don't see the 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the morning anymore. And I wake up and I'm like, it's like being drugged. Like, I'm like, wow. It's a different bed actually, because my bed was hard. So, you know, it's really nice to be, you know, feeling really good about my health. And I think as well, doing the insanity workout, that has really impacted my sleep. Eating better, not perfectly, eating better, drinking more, having peppermint tea, just, yeah, making sure I've got my protein, making sure I've got what I need. Do you know what I mean? Good, healthy fats, complex carbs. Yeah, it's just, I feel really good about my health. And I'm really looking after myself. And when I look back at the pictures from 2008, 2009, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not that much of a difference, to be fair. There's not actually, there's, apart from the grays and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, wow, 14 years ago, you know, I'm growing younger. Everybody says to me, oh my gosh, I like Peter Pan. So I feel really good. And now I looked on the picture and I looked at my midsection. That's the first thing that you look at, right? And I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah, still working on the midsection. It's not that bad. But you know what I mean? Like, what I realize is how you feel about a certain area, until you do something about it, it's just going to be the same. You're just going to feel the way that you feel. But yeah, working out and doing well. What else? How you feel about how you feel. So if you're feeling like down in the dumps a little bit, then it's okay. Excuse me. If you are feeling high vibe, then fantastic. And I would say that my clients and my students, I prepare them. I prepare them because we go high vibe for ages, right? Probably the highest vibe that they've ever experienced for a really long period of time. However, when, I won't say if, when the vibe comes low, even if it's just a little tip, it goes boom. I like, wow. So when there's a little bit of contrast, it feels more extreme because you're so high, and then we just go back up again. So how you feel about how you feel is, important. How you feel about your environment is important. And so I'm just settling. I'm just settling. I was saying to my daughter this morning, it's a year and a half since I've had a bedroom. So I gave up my bedroom for the foster children, 3 foster children family. So I gave up my bedroom for my daughter, and my daughter gave up her bedroom for the kids. 3 kids under 5, as you do, being all in the system and all the things. And now, would I do it again? Absolutely. And then I gave up my home. So that meant I really didn't have a bedroom. And so I've slept in a bedroom, don't get me wrong, and I've had a bedroom really, but it's different. Do you know what I mean? And getting used to that. Yes, I want to travel, and yes, it's amazing having the level of freedom. And I was saying that to my daughter, actually, having the level of freedom that I have now, and knowing how much the cost of living has gone up, and I'm in my own bubble, because I'm just like, I feel free. And that's been a really long time, because when I was with my ex-husband, there'd be the disagreements over the rent when we rented, and he wanted to buy, and so I supported him in, went to work with it and did all the things, property prices, and we bought our house. And then it wasn't long, there was conflict in that house, and then we split, and I went to my son's dad, and then I went to this place that I'm at now, my sister-in-law's. Then I went back to the house. It was crazy. It wasn't a good space to be in, and then ended up being homeless. And then I can't remember. Then I moved into the house that I was in for 11 years, and then now, and the disruption again, the chaos with the feeling and the family and being an empath. And do you know what I mean? It's like, when I look back over this last 16 years since starting coaching, it's like, wow. And when you look back over the period of time from when you first started out, whether it's a short time or a long period of time, what has happened in your environment, right? There's patterns. I know that I've got my own patterns. There's patterns that play out. Relationship. How do you feel about your relationships? I feel really good about all of my relationships. I'm like, and I'm so excited to have more relationships and more people come into my world every single day, and all types of relationships, and I love it. I almost like want to open a floodgate, so more and more and more and more and more. So that's what I'm amping up to, like, yes, rather than being that person that reach out more and more. People do come to me, but more and more and more. I'm looking forward to that. That feels really nice, that I'm ready, emotionally I'm ready. What else? Spiritual freedom, that connection, your spirituality. How do you feel about that? In order for things to manifest, before things manifest, we've got to be emotionally in vibrational harmony and alignment with them, which is the tire kicker for some of us, especially when we've gone through a dark night of the soul, we've gone through a spiritual awakening, and that stuff is rude and it hurts. It's a lot. And all of those points where I'm describing are my spiritual awakenings. They're not often pretty. It just means that we're up leveling and we're up leveling and we're up leveling. And we get to the point where we feel good. We feel good here. In terms of finances, how do you feel? How do you feel about the money going out, and how do you feel about the money going in? And in all honesty, when I was looking after the children, it was fine. Financially, I was fine, but I wanted to build my business because I want to own my bank conversion. I want to travel. So I knew that wasn't going to be it. I was fine. I was okay. I was good. We had days that I could have bought anything that I wanted. Not anything. I could have bought most things that I wanted because I'm quite minimalist, and that's fine. But it wasn't in alignment with the vision that I had for financial freedom, if that makes sense. So making the decisions and the choices to give up that part of my life. I was never going to go out and get another soul-sucking day job. It's just, I'm not. And so it's like, oh, well, now you've got to make this choice or that choice. And I'm like, well, I'll make this choice all day long. And you might feel like that yourself, and you might think, oh gosh, I know that feels a bit irresponsible. But my vision is to travel. My vision is to experience life, not to sit in the home office that I've sat in for 11 years, building a business that I could work anywhere online when I'm working in my home office. It was that, like, oh, I'm not actually putting to use what I'm actually trying to build. Like, it was making that decision, and so it was a really easy decision. Sit here in this town. I'd outgrown the town. I remember Eckhart Tolle talking about moving, just knowing he needed to move, knowing he needed to create. Years ago that was, and I felt that sense. And yeah, just the vision is just be on the beach, not literally just on the beach, but being a warm climate and creating from that space. You go getting a tan. So right now I'm looking after my health, doing my beach body. That's on my vision board. Looking after myself, feeling really good in my bikini. But will it just happen just like that? No. Do I have to meet the universe in the middle? Yes. Do you get what I mean? Like, we can have all these things on our vision board, notice the way that we feel, but if we feel out of alignment with actually doing that work, because it's work, doing the tasks, the actions, creating the habits, the rituals, then don't put those things on your vision board. If they don't feel worth it, don't put them on your vision board. Do you know what I mean? So I've talked a lot. And I pulled a card. 2 cards came out for today. Keepers of the Light. And the first card was Deval Cool. Right? And it says, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Absolutely. And I think when I was walking and I was like, where's that thought come from? Like, that's a dark thought. I've been there, you know, when you're just like, oh, I'm done, I'm going to give up, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where would that come from? And this is that, going back to the beginning and seeing how far that you've come. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even anywhere near that giving up. Like, I'm like, what? I didn't understand it. And then you just get what you need. And I've heard people saying of late, like, oh, you know, I just was ready to give up and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, you know, because it takes us there. Our awakening takes us there. Deval Kul, known as the Tibetan Buddhist master, he is said to have had many incarnations, including a devotee of Buddha himself, as one of the 3 wise men who honored the baby Jesus through his earthly experiences. He has learned the importance of spiritual practice and discipline. Yes. And knows that the path we are on unfolds over time. Absolutely. He's now helping light workers follow their dharma. Ooh. Which is the Sanskrit word for the right way of living. Oh, can I get an amen? Extended message. When Deval Kul appears in a reading, he reminds you that your path is unfolding as it should. Yeah, be patient, have the tenacity, take one step at a time, and remember that your only spiritual function is to be happy. And that's what I thought. I thought, what? You know, with that contrast, their thoughts. They're just thoughts, let them pass by. That's why people do meditation. I don't do it. You are a powerful person with many lessons under your belt and a real capacity to share your wisdom with the world. Yes, you. Take the time to go over what you have learned recently, recognize the strengths it has brought you, and acknowledge where you have been courageous. See, I didn't read this. I pulled the card before I started speaking. And it said that you're obviously in an energetic alignment with whatever card that you're pulling. And I just speak it. Deval Kul is now working with your angel guides to help your journey unfold in a beautiful lotus flower, 1 petal at a time. When you want the petal to go, the flower to go, I'm in one at a time. All right, the next card that I got, which is beautiful, thank you. Amethyst, Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Oh, let's see. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. Yes. Holy Amethyst is the twin flame of Archangel Zachariah. What do you say is the name? Can't say it. Anyway, you can see it. Oh no, you can't see it. The angel who helps us transmute negative experiences into love and learning. Thank you. That's what it was. He's the keeper of the violet flame, which helps us release anything that is no longer serving us. Holy Amethyst also enables us to look over our past fears and challenges and draw wisdom and learning from them. That is what I was doing today. Unlike I can't say it, Zadkiel, Zakai, I can't say it. For many years, she was not mentioned in spiritual texts, and I believe this was because her miraculous support was needed on earth as it is now. To connect deeply with her light, hold her namesake crystal, amethyst, right? I don't even know where my crystals are. They should be in here. Have a look. Amethyst. See, I will get my crystals out. I haven't for a little while, actually. Okay. Let's see. Hold an extended message. You are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. Can I get an amen? You may feel like a real need for clearing out, not just mentally or emotionally, but physically too. I've done that. I've been doing that. There is a sense that you are moving beyond challenges and forging golden opportunities from stagnant or unhappy experiences. Yes, it's important to recognize that you are like a magician at this time. Somebody said that to me. You're like a magician, with the ability to use your thoughts, will, and actions to bring about life-fulfilling and dream-enhancing opportunities. Yes, it's important to focus on what you desire, not what you fear, because what you give energy to will literally begin to flourish. Call on Holy Amethyst to help you focus on golden opportunities. Yes, with the podcasting. That is what I did. I was like, where's that come from? Let me just focus on this. All right, let's express gratitude for the day. I'm going to do a quick one, and then I'm going to do the Bank 50 Days Challenge because we're coming up for the hour. All right, let me have a sip of water as well. So, the way that we express gratitude on the Seven Phrases of Frequency podcast, if you're not new to me, you know this. And are you doing it? Are you doing it on a daily? Are you doing it with me? Are you writing it down? Are you soul speaking into existence? Are you raising your vibration? Excuse me. The Seven Phrases of Frequency podcast is about raising your vibrational frequency. So hopefully you're high vibing, right? Because if you don't do it, it doesn't work. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate something from the past, maybe something from the present, or something from the predicted future. The predicted future is your vision, so you want to be really super clear about your vision. I can't believe whatever that is like. I need some Piriton, antihistamine. All right, so I swear I've got ADHD. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate something from the past, something from the present, something from the predicted future. And that will be for the Seven Freedoms frequency. Again, this is my journaling process, right? So I'm doing a video journal. I'm rubbish at writing, and should you say that? I am. I've got learning dyslexia, so I can't read my own writing. I write and I just anchor it, but I would prefer to speak. So I call it soul speaking into existence and raising my vibration. So I want to bring all of the 7 areas of the Seven Freedoms frequency podcast in. So again, the 7 areas then represent an acronym. for spiritual business success to manifest that life work balance. And I call them the intentional living codes, because we're setting intentions for our vision and for our values and our vibrational frequency. And so the acronym is called CHEERS. The CHEERS to Financial Freedom frequency. We want to rise and reside at that frequency. And this is my way of supporting the mental health and well-being of our nation and our future generation, which starts with one person at a time. That person is me and you. So let's do it together. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. Oh, something for contribution. Okay. Contributing today, having new members come into the Spiritual Business Vision Board group, and the 2 members that have raised their hand for a session, a one-on-one breakthrough session, Bank 50K in 50 days breakthrough session. I'm really looking forward to getting on the phone and serving, just serving. Love it. Happy and grateful and appreciate my health. I'm happy and grateful for all of the food that I eat every single day. The food, the water, the protein, peppermint tea, the everything. I think, was it yesterday or the day before? I'd gone and I got my chia seeds and my sunflower seeds, and I need to get some new vitamins, and some dark chocolate actually. But it was just really nice to walk into the shop and then just get what I need. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know that my body feels good with it. So I'm happy and grateful for that. Happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom. Having contrast is what I'm happy and grateful for. Knowing that those thoughts are not my thoughts, like, and not owning them either. Like, I'm really happy and grateful that I've got a book like The Astonishing Power of Emotions, where I can understand my emotional vibrational frequency. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate other people's podcasts, other people reaching the audience that I'm here to serve, and us doing that together. Those environments. So happy and grateful and appreciate the relationships that I'm able to build with joint vision partners, just getting out there, being featured, and having some really great, amazing conversations with amazing people, and having the networking call every single month. Just amazing people come on there. Happy and grateful for that. Happy and grateful and appreciate the cards for today, the card grey. Just that guidance and just knowing that I'm guided, and the spiritual freedom, being guided, having my son guide me and show me the pictures, because literally I don't even know where those pictures came from. The actual drive that they would have been on from 2008, to have them on the Mac that I've got now, I don't even, all of a sudden it went from having like 100 and something photos to having like 1,000 and something. I'm like, why can't I find my face? And then I just looked and there was more and more pictures, and then I literally have not seen them for like 13, 14 years, however long that is, a long time. Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. Happy and grateful and appreciate all of the students that come to me every single week. More and more students come to me. People purchase my book. People are coming into the mastermind. People are coming into the boot camp. People want to share their spiritual awakening story. I love it. All right, that is it. Let's do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, and then I'll let you go. So this is the journal, my Soul Legacy journal. It's a notebook. So I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and host of the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And I use this journal. I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story. I co-created Soul Path to Spiritual Alchemy for Lightworkers. All of what I'm sharing is the journey that I went on when I was going through my spiritual awakening multiple times. Now I have the system that I'm like, I can recognize what that is, and I can catch it, and I can live into it. So the journal gives you £1,000 dollar zeros every single day. to spend in vibrational money. So we want to do our vision board. So if you haven't done the vision board challenge, the links will be in the cards in the description, in the show notes, right? When you do your vision board, then you will see certain areas of your life that you want to have certain experiences in, right? And so this journal helps you to be in vibrational alignment with it. It helps you to bridge that vibrational gap, meaning that whatever's on your vision board, the experiences, chances are it's going to cost money. Some of it's going to cost money. And if nothing on your vision board for all the 7 areas, including financial freedom or including environmental freedom especially, or your relationships, has anything to do with anything that costs money, check yourself, right? Go back and do your vision board properly, because there's nothing wrong with having money to be able. In fact, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, that doesn't cost money, but even walking down the street to go to the park takes maintenance, or the road takes maintenance, or the whatever, something costs money. There's not anything that's completely free. We can't be excluded. Even when you live off grid, the house costs money. I'm just saying. So this journal, as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I want to support you in launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. So we have this vibrational money voucher to spend every single day. The challenge is to do it with me for 50 days. Visualize, press your vision board, play your video montage every single day. I can't even lie, don't press mine every single day. I encourage you to, I've done it for a really long time and I know what's on there. We'll press it every now and again, but press it every single day, right? 50 days. I've done it for more than 50 days. And just be reminded of the vibration, the focus that you want to have, and then spend your vibrational money voucher. What would you spend £1,000, dollars, euros, or wherever you are in the world on today? Tithe 10%. There are roles. Tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. It's a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. Come from the space that all your bills are paid, done. Your taxes are done. Your savings are done, right? What would you spend your vibrational money voucher on? Spend it. You can write it down in your journal, right? So you can keep a record of it, of doing it for 50 days. See how your vibration will raise. If you don't want to do it every single day, you can carry over the money to the next day. So it's a bigger chunk of money, but you have to spend it on Financial Freedom Sunday. You have to spend it on that day. All right. So spend it. Let me know. Post your vision board homework in the group for the Spiritual Business Vision Board and the Bank to Gain 50 Day Challenge. Then body up in that group and have a chat. On each of the days, I have a chat via Messenger where you can post. You can chat, you can body up, you can have these conversations, because I wanted to have a space where people actually got it and they didn't think I was weird. Right? There's like just over 250 members in there. I'm gonna wipe some people out of it, but as that group grows, and again, invite people in. There's an invite button. Like, everybody on your friends list, invite them in, please. Like, there's an invite button. If you found it of value, and I know people say, Iona, I'm amazed at how much you give. I do. I give it because I give it for me. Like, this is me doing my own process, but I would love support in sharing the message, right? What else? So once you've spent your vibrational money voucher, the Bank 50K 50 Day Challenge comes twofold. So I have this book, which is my book that I've written, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a Soul Guided Influencer's Compass to Leverage Your Lightwork and Lifestyle on YouTube. Inside that book, I talk about the Masterclass, why I run the Masterclass, how to move forward to work with me in terms of downloading the Masterclass bonuses. It's free. Downloading the Masterclass bonus. If you are a book reader, if you purchase this book on Amazon, you can either get it from the Kindle Unlimited, Kindle Store, or the paperback. I will be doing the Audible version. I might even do a hardback version. There's no reason why not to. You get bonus gifts inside the book, and you get a 5-day course. The course is lit. I know it's a long course. It's a self-study course. It's designed like a 5-day challenge. But when you come onto the masterclass, I will give you a Q&A for that challenge. So purchase the book, get the 5-day course, come to the masterclass. It happens on the last Monday of the month. Register. Thank you for those who have registered. And thank you for those who have shared it out as well. And I'll give you Q&A so you can get support in getting clarity around your business and how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying one-to-many sold clients online. And banking 50K in 50 days is not going to come from your head. It's going to come from being in service, right? So that's that. Sign up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and come to our monthly networking call. It happens on the first Monday of the month. It's called YouTube Podcasting Partnerships for Spiritual Entrepreneurs with a Movement. We come together to connect, co-create, and collaborate and cross-promote. I love it. Love it. What else? I think that's it. We've done our vibration. We've done how you want to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. We didn't do that much. Really visualize how you want to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. And what soul guided action steps can you take? 1 to 3 actions can you take to improve your emotional freedom frequency? You're moving up the emotional scale on a particular area of your life, but how you launch your day, how you lead your day, and how you leave your day. All right. That is it for the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Hopefully this was helpful to you, for you, watching on the replay. Thank you. Do share this out. I need your help in sharing the message, because there's not enough people just being raw and real, and it's 2024 and it's about time, right? So as I say, share your gifts and shine your light, because you were born to serve. Here's showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. Be blessed in your soul purpose. Big, 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 big love. I will see you for Environmental Freedom Thursday. Take care.